Imagine a land of endless sky, a place where the wind howls across vast grasslands, whipping up dust devils that dance on the horizon. This is the Mongolian steppe, a harsh and unforgiving environment that has forged some of history's fiercest warriors. It is a land of extremes where scorching summers bake the earth and bitter winters grip the land in an icy embrace. Here, life is a constant struggle against the elements. For centuries, nomadic tribes roamed these steppes. They lived in portable felt tents called gyrs, their lives dictated by the rhythms of nature. These were a hardy people, accustomed to hardship and skilled in the arts of horsemanship and archery. They were also fiercely independent, often warring amongst themselves for control of the best grazing lands and vital water sources. This was the world into which Genghis Khan was born. It was a world where survival depended on strength, cunning, and an unyielding will. These values, forged in the crucible of the steppes, would shape the destiny of the man who would become known as the Great Khan. His story, like the steppes themselves, is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Born Temüjin around 1162, his early life was marked by hardship and tragedy. The vast open steppes of Mongolia were both his playground and his battleground. His father, Yesugei, a minor chieftain, was poisoned by a rival clan when Temüjin was just a boy. This brutal act left a deep scar on young Temüjin, shaping his views on loyalty and betrayal. His family was cast out, left to fend for themselves on the unforgiving steppes. They faced hunger, cold, and the constant threat of attack from rival clans. These early experiences instilled in him a deep understanding of both the fragility and preciousness of life. He learned to be resilient, resourceful, and relentless in the face of adversity. Despite these challenges, Temüjin possessed an innate charisma and a keen intellect. He was a natural leader, able to inspire loyalty and trust in those around him. He learned the art of war, becoming a skilled horseman, archer, and strategist. His training was rigorous, and he mastered the techniques that would later make him a formidable warrior. He understood the importance of alliances, forging bonds with key leaders through both diplomacy and force. He knew that unity was essential for survival and success. His reputation grew, as did his following. People were drawn to his vision and his promise of a better future. Gradually, he began to unite the disparate Mongol tribes under his banner. This was no small feat, as the tribes had a long history of conflict and rivalry. He offered them a vision, a world where the Mongols, no longer divided, would rise to dominate their enemies and control their own destiny. His vision was one of strength, unity, and prosperity. His message resonated, particularly among the younger generation who saw in him a chance for glory and prosperity. They were eager to follow a leader who promised them a future filled with honor and success. In 1206, at a gathering known as the Kurultai, Temüjin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, the oceanic ruler, a title that reflected the vastness of his ambition. This moment was a culmination of years of struggle, strategy, and vision. This marked a turning point in history. The proclamation of Genghis Khan was not just a personal triumph, but a significant milestone for the Mongol people. The Mongol tribes, once fractured and constantly at war, were now united under a single powerful leader. This unity gave them unprecedented strength and cohesion. The world would never be the same. Under Genghis Khan's leadership, the Mongol Empire would expand to become one of the largest and most influential empires in history, changing the course of civilizations forever. The unification of the Mongol tribes was no easy feat. It was a brutal and bloody affair, marked by countless skirmishes and betrayals. Genghis Khan, however, proved to be a master strategist and a ruthless leader. He understood that to unite the Mongols, he had to break the power of the old tribal structures and create a new order based on loyalty to him personally. One by one, he defeated rival tribes. Some he crushed militarily, while others he brought to his side through strategic marriages and offers of power. He broke the traditional power of the aristocracy, promoting men based on merit rather than birth. He implemented a strict code of law and discipline within his army, rewarding loyalty and punishing treachery severely. His victories over the powerful Naimans in the west and the Merkits to the north were particularly significant. These triumphs not only eliminated key rivals, but also brought valuable resources and manpower under his control, further strengthening his position. By 1206, the process of unification was largely complete. Genghis Khan had achieved what no leader before him had, forging a single, unified Mongol nation from the often warring tribes of the steppes. Section 4. The Khans strike south, conquering the Xia and Jin. With the Mongol tribes united under his leadership, Genghis Khan turned his attention outward, seeking to expand his burgeoning empire. His first major target was the Xi Xia kingdom to the south, a kingdom that had long preyed on Mongol herds and refused to submit to his authority. The Xi Xia, known for their fortified cities and strategic location, posed a significant challenge. The campaign against the Xi Xia, launched in 1209, provided a taste of the Mongols' military prowess. Genghis Khan's forces moved with incredible speed and precision, catching the Xi Xia off guard. Their cavalry, unmatched in speed and maneuverability, swept across the steppes, outflanking and overwhelming their enemies. The Mongol horsemen, highly disciplined and skilled, executed complex maneuvers with ease. The Mongols, though relatively few in number, were masters of logistics and strategy. They meticulously planned their campaigns, ensuring that their forces were always well supplied and ready for battle. They lived off the land, requiring minimal supply lines, which allowed them to campaign for extended periods. This self-sufficiency was a key factor in their ability to sustain long campaigns far from their homeland. They employed sophisticated tactics, using feints and ambushes to draw their enemies into traps. These deceptive maneuvers often led to devastating victories, as their foes were caught off guard and unable to mount an effective defense. The Mongols also mastered the use of terror as a weapon, spreading fear and demoralizing their foes. The mere threat of a Mongol invasion was often enough to cause panic and surrender. Following the conquest of the Xi Xia, Genghis Khan turned his attention to the powerful Jin Dynasty of northern China. The Jin, with their vast resources and formidable military, represented a significant challenge. The Jin had long been a threat to the Mongols, and Genghis was determined to break their power. He meticulously planned his campaign, gathering intelligence and preparing his forces for the difficult battles ahead. The war against the Jin was long and bloody, lasting over 2 decades. The Mongols faced fierce resistance, and the conflict saw numerous battles and sieges, each more brutal than the last. It was during this conflict that Genghis Khan honed his skills as a military commander, adapting to the challenges of siege warfare and the complexities of campaigning in a more urbanized environment. He learned to integrate new tactics and technologies, making his army even more formidable. The Mongol armies, utilizing innovative siege weapons and tactics learned from captured engineers, laid waste to Jin City. They employed trebuchets, battering rams, and other siege engines to breach the formidable defenses of the Jin. By 1234, the Jin Dynasty, weakened by internal strife and relentless Mongol attacks, crumbled. The once mighty Jin were unable to withstand the sustained pressure and innovative tactics of the Mongol forces. The fall of the Jin marked a pivotal moment in Chinese and indeed world history, as it opened the way for the Mongol conquest of all of China, a feat that would be completed by Genghis Khan's successors. This conquest would reshape the political and cultural landscape of Asia for centuries to come. Section 5, A Terror from the East, Genghis Khan's campaigns in Central Asia and Persia. Genghis Khan's ambitions extended far beyond China. His vision was not limited to the lands he had already conquered. He sought to expand his empire to the farthest reaches of the known world. Driven by a vision of world domination, he led his armies westward, conquering vast swathes of Central Asia and Persia. His military campaigns were meticulously planned and executed with ruthless efficiency. His campaigns in this region were sparked by a combination of factors, including a desire for plunder, the pursuit of fleeing enemies, and a quest to control the lucrative trade routes of the Silk Road. The Silk Road was not just a trade route, but a lifeline of cultural and economic exchange between the East and the West. One of the most famous episodes in this westward expansion was the conquest of the Khwarazmian Empire, a powerful kingdom that ruled over much of Central Asia. The Khwarazmian Empire was known for its wealth and strategic importance. Angered by the massacre of his envoys, Genghis unleashed the full fury of his armies upon the Khwarazm. This act of defiance was met with a brutal response, as Genghis Khan sought to make an example of the Khwarazmian rulers. Cities like Samarkand, Bukhara and Urgench, renowned for their beauty and learning, were sacked and their populations decimated. These cities, once centers of culture and knowledge, were reduced to ruins. The Mongols, masters of mounted warfare, proved unstoppable on the open steppes of Central Asia. Their ability to move swiftly and strike with precision made them a formidable force. Their cavalry, riding small but hardy horses, could cover vast distances, appearing seemingly out of nowhere to overwhelm their foes. These horses were not only fast but also incredibly resilient, able to endure harsh conditions. They were also adept at adapting to new environments, incorporating captured siege weapons and technology into their arsenal. This adaptability allowed them to conquer fortified cities and overcome various obstacles. By 1227, when Genghis Khan died, the Mongol Empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Caspian Sea in the west. This vast empire was a testament to the strategic brilliance and relentless ambition of Genghis Khan. It was the largest contiguous land empire in history, a testament to the military genius and ruthless ambition of its founder. Genghis Khan's legacy was one of both awe and terror. His conquests, however, came at a terrible cost. The devastation left in the wake of the Mongol armies was immense, with countless lives lost and entire cities obliterated. Millions perished in his wake, and entire civilizations were shattered. The impact of Genghis Khan's campaigns was felt for generations, leaving a lasting scar on the regions he conquered.